Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma. We're taking a look at the Sentinel Riobot Shin Dragon. Now, I don't know anything about this mecha, so I'm purely reviewing this as a toy. First I'd really ever heard of it. Like, I know of Dragon, not Shin Dragon. So, never seen any media attached to it, never read a manga, never saw it in an anime. I know nothing about it. It looked cool, so I bought it. I'm a big Riobot fan, so I'm just supporting the cause with this one. But, here it is. So, it comes with Shin Dragon, a stand. These are his two default wings. A couple of weapon attachments that can attach to either the fist or even the booster packs here when you use them as fists. This is a very modular robot, particularly on the upper body. His tomahawks, of course, Dragon specialty there, or I don't know what it would be called, like a bread and butter. It's just one of those things that's kind of default to Shin or Dragon, having those tomahawks and stuff. Robo in general, I guess, because they come with tomahawks too. But yeah, so an assortment of hands as well, and then two sets of poles, longer and shorter, and we'll talk about those because those are kind of tricky. I don't really like them, but going ahead and putting this guy on Front Street. Now his blades on his forearms, they are removable. Just kind of pull them down and then they clip back in. Okay. Get you guys a height here. In fact, we'll lower the camera and focus it like we've done this before. All right. There we go. Take a look at the height here. Back slightly arched, but to the tip of the head, it's just under, it's like 8 1/4 inches tall. That's what I got there. Okay. Of course, we'll have an exact height on the article on kumastyle.com. That's when I get to actually lay it down, put it side by side with a ruler or measuring stick, and yeah. Roundabout for you here. I don't know why that piece of tape is there to protect. This is a cover for the stand to plug into. You could either plug it in here or here, but we'll go ahead and pull that out. And we'll kind of play it by ear with the stand depending on what poses we want to do. It is a pretty generic Sentinel stand, so nothing too stand out about it. But and by default, he comes with the closed fist. I was playing around with them, using the weapons and stuff like that, but there we go. Now looking at the articulation here. The head is on a ball joint. The ball joint actually pegs into the neck and not the head, which is nice because it gives them a bit extra neck. And this is nice. I never even noticed that, but it actually has a hinge piece here to look upwards and downwards. All right, and of course 360. And since there's a bit of an extension between the neck and the head, lots of room for side to side. And I don't know if it's on a ball joint, I would assume so, but the neck itself, where it meets the clavicle, has a lot of articulation there, so you have even more room for those, you know, up, down, side to side, as well as anyway. Okay. And I like that this is on a separate ball joint. I just realized this. Part of it being the ball joint going into the neck keeps the neck from turning with the head, and you get in that awkward thing where you have the neck half rotated and you're trying to twist that back to match where the head's at. That's really cool. Now looking at the shoulder pads here, they do come up. Make sure I'm doing this right here. All right, and these are die-cast bits. This is a die-cast figure with die-cast parts in the frame. All right, so we got that. They are on the ball joint, the shoulders. You can rotate them some, but that's the extent of out they go. And there they are in. Flaps on both the front and the back can go in and out. Okay. Now looking at the outward of the shoulder. So it does have butterfly joints that go all around, which is really cool. And even the chest pieces right here spring in and out. So that is neat, man. That's like extra credit neat. So when it comes to the parallel, you've got that with the butterfly, but then on the shoulder itself, that ball goes up and down. So you can actually get well past parallel. So that's neat. And then of course, 360. Does have 360 bicep swivel, and that's where it gets rough with those spikes on his arm. But 360 bicep, I'm not going to go too crazy with it because I don't want to have to finagle this around every time. So trust me. Now the arms actually pull in and out, so by default, since that's a peg, they can 360 as well. The wrist, they do rock this whole thing. And then 360 here, they just peg in and out. Alright. Looking at the waist here. Side to side. Okay. It's both on the waist itself and this upper torso area. Alright. He does have 360 turn there. No, some turn just a little bit in the waist itself, but as you can see, the majority of it is carried by that upper torso chest. Alright, now the hip skirts, they don't come out any, but they can move up and down. The thighs, no ratchets, nice die-cast ball joints there, but front swing, back swing, there's nothing here that moves out, making sure. Alright. The thigh swivel is actually right here. That's really neat. And I like how he has those panel lines, so you're not losing anything aesthetically there, really. Alright? So, double jointed knees, and look at that. I like that animation there. Moving parts are always fun. These don't come out. Alright? Now, the ankles, and I will tell you guys this. I had to kiki polish the crap out of these, man, to get them to where I want it. Very loose by default, but good tilt both ways. When it comes to the front and back swing, keeps wanting to pop out, but there's that. There's that. And again, it's hard when you're trying to move it while holding it into the ball joint and stuff like that. Not my favorite feet. The front of the feet do move upwards like that. And there we go. There's the base figure in a nutshell. Get these pegged in. And I don't believe they're side specific. Alright. And they're all ball joints, so some in and out, as well as full 360 on the swing too. Right. Just want to get it into decent pose so you guys can get a good look at it before we get to getting into all the rest of the accessories. Because again, he is a modular figure and he's got a lot of fun little doodads there. Alright, and let's start with the most basic. He's got a drill here. At least it looks like a drill. And I don't know what this is. Flowery type. Sharp thingy. These can go on the fronts of the arms, like so. Okay. All right. Pretty straightforward stuff. Get him to stand up straight here. Now we'll look at the basics of the tomahawks here. While we knock everything over, of course. Boom. And boom. And we also have two end pieces here. So with any of these, you can pretty much switcheroo. You can have tomahawks at the end of the poles. You can have a tomahawk and one of the end pieces, or, you know, however you want to do it. But what we're going to do right now is go ahead and just play with a couple of the variations so you get the idea of it. All right, get him all posed up here and... Alright, so long pole, fit through here. When stuff like that happens, no big deal. Big deal. I don't like that the weapon holding hands are cut at an angle like they are. This is the second toy recently where I've had that be a thing. Especially when it has wrist rock. As good as it does. So, I don't know. Fit one end on. We're just going to do double tomahawks for this. Put the other end on. Okay. Pretty simple, straightforward, right? Now getting these off can be a pain in the rear. So let's see. Seems like it works fine on the long poles. On the short poles, though, I was having the damnedest time last night. So let's go ahead and see if we can't just slide this through. Of course not. That would be too easy. So slide that out. Like, it was so bad trying to get these pieces off of the short poles that I had to take a pair of needle nose pliers, hold them on one end while I was forcing with the other. It's crazy. So, alright. There's that. And let's just go ahead and do a short pull for the other. All right. Make sure both feet are planted. For some reason, I'm getting some rock there, and I don't like that. All right, angle this out a bit. Not like that. More like that. And there we go. All right, so checking out the booster packs here. We're gonna go ahead and pull those regular wing type dealies off. And they're like so. Just stick them in. Boom. This one out. Jesus, these are really close together. There we go. All right. Now, in terms of articulation, you can move in and out, or you can swing it so it moves up and down, but it only has a turn for one way, and then these rotate on that. So pretty straightforward stuff. All right. And just to give you guys like a peek of the modular aspect of them, again, in case I went too fast there, that's what they look like from behind. You just pop the arms off here. All right, you see how it leaves those two pegs? What you do, pull them out. I can't get these out on my own. Well, I lied. Maybe it's because I've taken them out a couple of times now. There we go. I was having the darndest time and I had to take a pair of needle nose pliers and take them out, but then you can go right here. Alright, not exactly my favorite look, but it's a look. This one is alright, there we go. They do clip into place a bit. So there's that. And you can take these off, those two ends. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if you guys heard that snap, but we in there. And we will just do the regular fist. 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 So we have that. All right, let's actually in there, zoom in a little bit. The camera a little bit, so that. All right. And if you don't want the fist, you could always do these ornaments right here. Okay. And lastly, you know, if you want to reverse these, and we'll just leave those in because why not? You can go ahead and in here, short or long pose, it really doesn't matter, but here and see there. Go ahead and plug the tomahawks in. 1, 2. And there you go. Beefier than heck. Now, final thoughts on this piece. It's a nicely sized die-cast figure, you know, good aesthetic to it, and I'm judging it as a figure. I have no attachment to the property of this one. Never seen Shin Dragon in my life until this product. But as it is, it looks good to me. I don't know how accurate it is to the source property. I don't know if it's something that Sentinel made up. I really don't know. Haven't looked it up. Don't really want to. But as a toy, it's fun. I like the modular aspects. The only problem I have is one of my short poles is like slightly too big in diameter and it fits really tight into everything and it sucks. So like right there, it fits so tight that it pulled the whole end of the thing off. That's not cool. So I've had to utilize things like the needle nose pliers I was talking about earlier just to get these off. Like right there, thankfully it helps that that one's like so stuck. But here, and I just kicked my camera, sorry about that. Having to do all of that. That's crazy. So I'm definitely going to talk to TF Source about seeing if I can get a replacement, just that pole for it. But yeah, outside of that, no issues with the figure. But and it is good to show you like that QC whatever. But Anyway, do I recommend this one? Yeah, I mean, especially if you're a fan of the property and stuff like that. But I don't think that this is a bot that's going to, like, let's say you have zero attachment to get a robo, etc. I don't think this is really going to put you over. It doesn't really strike me as like a desk bot, kind of fun to play around with toy and whatnot. The modular aspects, they're neat, but not great, not a selling point for me. Outside of photography, I will probably never have these boosters as arms again, but to each their own, you know what I mean? Let me know what you think of this guy in the comments. Like, share, seriously, share if you like what you see here. Tell your friends, share the link, etc., and subscribe. Click that bell notification so you actually get updates when I put out new work. I am back to doing this regularly, and I'm having fun doing it. And also, stay tuned for the written review and gallery on kumastyle.com. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, stay well, stay safe.